Hey guys, how's it going? It's your average YouTuber, Unstoppable9426, and in this episode of the Bloodborne walkthroughs, we will be back in the Defiled Chalice dungeon, where I will be discussing tips and tricks for how to defeat probably the hardest boss in this entire damn dungeon, and that is Watchdog of the Old Lords. Defiled Watchdog is a boss fight that really requires patience. This boss, to me, honestly feels like the way you would treat a Dark Souls boss. Because if you ever played the original Dark Souls 2 especially, well, Dark Souls 3 to an extent, patience is a virtue in the Souls series, unlike in Bloodborne. Once you get down here to the Defiled Watchdog with half your health, that is a completely different story. Now, for the boss himself, Defiled Watchdog has his moments where you can safely get an attack in, but most of the time, you're not going to be able to do anything. And especially seeing as you saw that, I almost died, but got saved by the magic pixel. That's how much damage he does when you have half your health. The safest opportunities I found to attack him, I'll get to it here in a second. He'll have this bite. If you get in and you have a quick weapon like I do, the Blade of Mercy, you can get that one hit and you'll do, meaningful damage. But in terms of honest to God weapon choices, get a heavy weapon for this. I feel like it would be a lot easier if you were really putting out the damage against Watchdog, as opposed to this video where I'm doing jack shit. When he does that second bite attack right there, what you want to do is exactly what I just did. Dodge forward and you'll get on his other side where you can land hits. When he goes to puke, this is when you can get a ton of hits in, and if you get lucky like I did here and break a leg, you'll get all the hits. However, be cognizant of the fact that he will do an AoE the minute he gets up. Kind of like Dragon Slayer armor from Dark Souls 3. Where you think you got him when he's down, but no you don't. He's going to make you pay. When Defiled Watchdog changes phases, he'll gain some new and rather interesting attacks. His bite attack will change, and therefore you also, at this point, have to take that into consideration when you try to attack this guy. His normal bite attack generally has him attack, I think, twice. What you saw earlier was twice. Now, what he'll do in his next stage is if he doesn't do that, like that, excuse me, words are not coming out. He'll sometimes follow up his bite attacks with kind of this head slam thing. And that head slam is when you want to attack him. And I'll show you, because he'll do it in this fight. Right there, that's when you want to try to hit him in the face and break his face armor. Defiled Watchdog is unique when it comes to bosses in terms of how he does not regenerate limbs. Kind of like Ludwig, for example. So if you break a leg, like you see here, I've already broken a leg, you can continue smacking that leg for just all the damage. You can do the same thing with all of his legs and his head, which that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. And see, right there, I broke his face armor. Now, again, be cognizant of the fact that hit him a couple of times, but get away from him. Because if you don't, he's going to punish over-aggressive. He's going to punish you if you're way too aggressive. That AoE that you just saw there, that will ruin your life, but it's got like a week's tell to get by. So you will be safe. That charge attack that you've already seen a million times that I just haven't made a comment on it yet, that attack can be very easily avoided if you just dodge to the left. It's a very simple charge attack to avoid. It's not like Ebritus's or Ludwig's where it's got like a little extra hitbox in any other direction. You just simply dodge left and you will be fine. Now that fast flurry bite attack there, all you gotta do is back up. As you saw what I did, I took 2 back steps and that was all you have to do. Now if you get under Watchdog, he has an attack to punish you which I don't know if he's already done it or not, but he will kind of do this stomping thing where he stomps around. You get caught in one stomp in the Defiled Chalice and you're dead. You are dead. Doesn't matter how much you put into Vitality, you're dead. Again, there's his AoE blast. Very easy to see it coming. You just do like you do for any game. Back up, and you're fine. Quite simple. Again, there's one bite, and I'm going to see if I can't try to chain his bites together so he drops his head. And right there, an easy hit. Right there, as you see, I broke one of his legs, and here we go. He'll kind of do a little explosion thing. That's always something, like I say, you want to keep cognizant of. Now that fire attack right there is one of his easiest to avoid. You can iframe through most of that with a perfect sidestep, or what I do, back up. That's what you can do with a lot of this boss attacks, is just backpedal and you'll be fine. The only thing I'd also recommend you do that's not, what I did in this clip, I mean, as you see, I'm using the Blade of Mercy. I tried this with the Chikage. It did alright, but I just felt more comfortable using the Blade of Mercy. If you've got a weapon like the Kirk Hammer or the Ludwig's Holy Blade, use it. Freaking use it. Another good weapon for this would probably be the Whirligig Saw, obviously because this is a beast. And he'll take that extra serrated damage. The Whirligig would ruin this guy's day. Now, again, and obviously heavier weapons are better for breaking his limbs and his face to get that extra damage. And basically, that's all I really have to say about this guy. This fight just takes a lot of patience. And yes, it's going to take multiple attempts. If you've never fought this guy before, I recommend just taking a couple of fights to study his moveset too. Because this guy can ruin you. And I mean, the fact that he's in the Defiled Chalice makes it harder on you. Obviously because half your health is quite the issue. And the other thing that makes this guy hard is you don't really see this guy throughout most of the chalices. If you actually go from Tumeru all the way down. I think you see this guy like once. And that's in, I believe, Central Tumeru, the 3rd layer. So you don't really get much experience or practice fighting him unless you construct Tumeru over and over and over again and just literally die to this guy over and over again in Tumeru. You don't see this guy at all. So that's why I think a lot of people struggle, is because one, you have half your health, and two, you just don't know his moveset well enough because no one ever fights him. So yeah, that's all there really is to it. I've discussed most of his attacks, the best times to hit him, and what to do about the rest of the fight. And just potential strategies that I feel like people could use. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and shut up, and you can see how I finish the rest of this fight. And once you defeat this guy, have fun, celebrate, take a get a shot of whatever you like to drink, and get prepared, because the final boss of the Defiled Chalice is one you've already seen before. And I'll post that walkthrough when I get back to the Defiled Chalice. Well, that's the end of this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe to support the channel, and other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all take care.